You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
Fucking hell, dude. I am so sore today.
Bit of it out yesterday, mate. Been lifting tin again.
I haven't been lifting tin again, no. My wife,
No tin?
My wife made me do Pilates. Like
Did
an
ya?
at-home Pilates class.
You did Pilates?
Yeah. Had ankle weights on and shit.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. I made her, like, I had to be in a room by myself to do it.
As in you didn't want to do it with her?
No, she was like, yeah, do it in the dining room. And I was
so
like,
hang on, this is an at-home Pilates?
this is an at-home Pilates class. No, I don't, like, if I was going, I've been to Pilates classes before, not like that, not ankle weight stuff, or maybe I have.
I saw something the other day where, and this, listen, when I say saw something the other day, I flicked past it. Women just up in arms about men getting into their yoga and Pilates classes.
What do you mean?
Because they're just grunting and shit. They don't like the sounds coming out of the men.
Really? I mean, dude, it's fucking hard. I started laughing at some points during the thing because it is fucked how hard it is. Like, they're like, hey, like, do this thing with your leg like 10 times. Okay, now hold it. Now pulse it for 10. And now let do it again. And
You're like, no, let me put it down.
No, when you think it's done, it's not done.
Yeah.
And my whole body is fucked. And
That's how you get that rump.
well, and listen, don't I know it? Because I can feel muscles in my asshole that I've never felt. Like my bum hole hurts.
That wasn't on anyone's 2025 bingo card. Tom Birmingham having a tight ass.
Dude, me becoming a Pilates queen?
Yeah.
I'm fucking, I tell you what, I didn't
Toned
mind
and
it.
hot and
Dude,
sexual.
26 minutes, that's all it took.
26 minutes.
26 mins.
So you don't need an hour or 2 hours to get your bloody fix.
No, you don't. And then obviously I played cricket yesterday for Thick Ropes. Undefeated this season.
Did you score any runs?
I only got 46.
Oh, that's all right.
Well, listen, I mean, I averaged 51, so it was disappointing.
Yeah, right.
First hit out back in like a year and a half, so obviously I was going to be a bit rusty.
Yeah.
Top scored, obviously, but like...
You were 50 gone wanting.
Yeah.
Back to Pilates. How are you doing it from another area?
No, as in, so I was like, I went into like the baby's room and did it in there.
So you could still see the TV
No, I did, on the phone.
on the phone.
On the phone.
And you did it together.
No, fuck no. I want to do it by myself.
Oh, right.
Dude, no.
Sorry, I thought this was couples Pilates.
No, she did it, and then she goes, you got to start doing it. And I was like, okay. Because obviously I can't go to Josh anymore at the moment because of the timing of just like the household shit.
Yes.
And I've been doing nothing. I've been doing some morning swims with Jerry, but she was like, you need to do something. So Pilates.
And why was she insistent?
Because it's
She's
fucking...
not like in the state of a man?
Well, I mean, I don't think that would shock. But
Because I think you look pretty good at the moment.
Well, listen,
You've looked worse.
I've looked worse. Yeah,
Put it that way.
I don't think I'm anything to write home about right now, but I've looked worse.
Well, you're not peak Tom Birmingham. You're not.
Well, which one's peak? Because I don't know what you're referring to. Are you talking about peak hotness or peak fatness?
No, I would say peak hotness. Like,
Well, I'm not. Of course not. I'm
No.
not 20 fucking.
no. But I
years
mean,
old.
in recent memory, like when you trained the house down here with Josh,
90 kilo Tommy Burns.
Clavelli Clobber sort of stuff. 2021, 2020, whenever that was.
Whatever. COVID era.
And you shred, and
Yeah.
you got down to 89.
Yeah.
That guy,
That guy's.
he's not around.
No,
anymore.
he's not around.
He's not around.
He's not
But
around,
you're
no.
also not 110 Tommy Burns either.
Listen, no, I'm not.
know?
Taniela Tupou Tommy Burns.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to him. No, anyway, but just
Can you? I'm
sore as all fuck, dude.
I'll be honest with you. I'm disappointed you didn't take a photo of you with the ankle weights on.
Bro,
That seems appropriate.
I was looking at Steph's camera phone going, this thing's probably filming me. This thing's probably filming me do ankle weights and like bands around my body and shit.
grunting.
Grunting, bro.
See, maybe the Sheilas are onto something.
Yeah, but like, fuck, mate. They grunt when they play tennis. We got to deal with that. Who gives a
Well,
fuck?
we actually got rid of that. We actually outlawed it.
Well, the men do it now.
I know, but remember when Sharapova used to squeal?
Yeah, but hers was like she was climaxing.
I know. Well, imagine taking her home and then
She
and
doesn't.
then not getting anything.
Yeah, no, that would be...
getting silence. You'd be so rattled.
You'd be rattled. No,
You'd be so rattled.
That'd fuck you up because you're like, well, what is it? Now, obviously, hitting a tennis ball does not necessarily equate to an orgasm.
Taking a rod.
Andy. But
Shout out to Andy Roddick, one of the greats.
Well,
Nah,
no,
not
he's
great.
not one of the greats.
No.
He was good.
He won,
He
won a US Open.
Is that all?
Yeah.
He was a world number one.
Yeah, he won a US Open, lost a mammoth Wimbledon final to Federer. I think it was like 9-7 in the fifth. Look that up.
Listen, tennis is not usually what we start off with, but we talk all sports here on Hello Sports. It may shock some of you.
What the fuck you talking about? Shit, not rugby league. Listen here, this podcast was founded on a simple truth and a simple segment. Things that aren't rugby league, things that are trying to be rugby league,
But
things
that
aren't quite rugby league but want to be rugby league but aren't, but really want to be.
Yeah.
And we give those sports attention too.
As good a licking as we give anything else. So if you're one of those little
Cucks
out there, what are you doing? Just shut the fuck up.
If you watch your wife have sex with other men,
then
shut up.
Then shut up. Tennis, while we're on it, because we're here. We didn't know we were going to start with tennis, but we're here. We're talking Andy Roddick of all fucking people.
He had a great serve, Andy Roddick.
I'm not
he
saying
had one
he
of the great
didn't.
serves.
I'm not saying he didn't.
Galmon Fees, I believe, modelled his serve on Andy Roddick's. Andy Roddick had a great serve, but he didn't go on with it.
No, I think he married too hot.
Who did he marry?
Brooklyn Decker, maybe? Will, if you want to try and find that. I don't know if that's even the right
Did
name.
you find Andy Roddick attractive?
No.
No.
Not unattractive.
I reckon he will go down as the sweatiest man in the history of tennis.
Married Brooklyn Decker in 2009.
Have we got a photo of Brooklyn that we can drag across to the screen, potentially?
And have you got any stats there, Will, on sweatiest men in tennis? Because Andy Roddick would have to be number one.
Shout out to me for getting Brooklyn Decker from the clouds, the internet. Terrific.
You got to connect to the dongle.
There's too many people in this fucking studio.
I am connected to the dongle.
We need another studio.
We need a new studio.
That's just an aside.
There,
There we go.
That's Andy Roddick.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, Andy Roddick.
Like, you don't need to be good at tennis when your wife is that hot. So there's no motivation anymore.
Right. So the moment he married her in 2009. Yeah, so that's when the wheels
Do you know what I mean? And like it or not, the subtext of any heterosexual male's pursuit of anything they're doing is mating. Like, it just is. Like, it's not, I'm not trying to do a podcast so that I can, like, I was already with my wife, but like, it's just the only reason you're being motivated to do anything.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason we do the podcast is to try and get some at home.
That's it.
To keep the lights on.
Keep the lights on.
The lights go off.
Also, try procreate, you know?
Yep.
Which is really just the byproduct of getting some. That's all it is.
You know, if you stop providing, then
So do I.
you don't get none.
No.
And that's just a simple truth.
That's what it is. It's just it's genetics. It's evolution. Now we're here for tennis for a second, Eddie. Jannik Sinner,
Yes. Jannik.
Saint Sinner Shush. Shout out to Buzz Rothfield. He's been suspended for 3 months for steroid cream, allegedly accidental. Didn't mean to do it, but he's been found guilty.
Yep.
And he's only suspended for 3 months when he was initially looking at a 2-year fucking suspension. King Kyrgios not happy. Stanislav Wawrinka not happy.
Well, we're staying the man. Huge fan.
Medvedev not happy.
I don't understand how you could be happy when the world number one tests positive for steroid cream or steroids. Doesn't matter which way you want to slice it or dice upon as it was in his system. Think about who was our swimmer that went out for 2 years over it?
Shayna Jack.
Just come out of the jungle. Cocaine kiss. Like, she got robbed out for 2 years for a kiss in a club with a bit of rack in the system.
Yeah.
Like, and then Jannik Sinner, number one pin-up boy of the game, Tom. No fines, 0, no prize money taken away, and no slams taken away.
And he's only suspended for 3 months, which where he misses no slams. It's inconsequential bullshit.
Of course it is. They've picked a nice, cushy little window.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this in February when the Australian Open's over, and we've still got to wait till June till the French.
I want to try and find what King said. Let's see if we can find King Kyrgios. I was meant to have it ready, but I don't, and I make no apologies for that.
So just draw out your words.
Yeah, that's right. So you were innocent and we were getting fed that you were innocent, but now you are suspended from playing the sport. Make it make sense. I've got multiple players in my DMs on how putrid this is, even Grand Slam champions. This is cooked.
It's a great point because he was saying, I'm innocent.
Yeah, but now you're not.
Now you're guilty as sin.
What is it now, brah?
Sin.
I'm trying
Guilty
to
sinner.
find And then, Varinka's like, this isn't a clean sport anymore. I don't even think about tennis as a cheat sport, which I know I should, because all sport can be fucking performance-enhancing drugs can help. But I just don't even observe tennis as like something you cheat at.
Well, they play a lot of tennis in the sense that they're playing basically every other week. They play so much tennis that there's obviously room for doping.
I know there's room for doping. I'm still, even now, with all of the information we have, of the old school, like, doping is to get jacked.
Well, that was the era we were brought up in, Tom.
Yeah.
When doping rather was about getting huge and luscious and jacked and hot. Think back to who doped in Barcelona in '92. He was a Canadian sprinter, Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson.
You think of your Ben Johnsons, just big meaty fuckers, jacked to within an inch of their life, and that's what it was.
WWF wrestlers.
Yeah, it's about getting massive or getting fast.
Yes.
Right? Then Lance comes along and he starts to educate the world around the benefits of
being scrawny and jacked.
Little IPO.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Little blood
EPO?
EPO rather. Thank you.
IPO, different thing.
Yes, EPO. Little blood transfusion stuff, you know? Give me that fresh stuff. Give me that fresh blood. Then you start to realize that scrawny, jacked, tiny man can also dope.
Yeah.
But then you get to tennis, and tennis is always it doesn't have a real macho feel about it, does it?
No.
Certainly not now.
No, there never has been really. I guess
Nadal to a degree.
Yeah, Nadal to a degree. And even Djokovic to some degree maybe when he screams, but generally speaking, no. Kyrgios probably likes to think he's macho, but it's not. It's not overtly macho. He wears tights under his singlets and stuff. He's, his hair's leaking and shit.
Listen, his hair's leaking. There's no doubt.
There's no doubt about that.
And I don't think the king would deny that.
And I'm not having a crack at the king here. I'm just saying in terms of like machismo. It's not oozing with it.
No, they're not Sean Connery types, are they?
They're not Sean Connery, hairy chest, fucking.
They're not piercing Die Another Day.
No, it's not.
It's not piercing Goldeneye.
It's not Denise Richards running her fingers through Pierce Brosnan's luscious chest hair after a romp for the ages.
Well, after he's given her a 9-hour mara.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, no one could fuck like James Bond.
That's a fact.
I don't know what they're doing with James. I don't know where he's at.
Well, who the fuck did I hear turned down the new Bond? A black guy, I think.
Turned it down?
Yeah.
Talking about Idris Elba?
No. He's just too old.
Idris, I think Idris would have made a fantastic Bond. If you don't like Idris, you can fuck off. That's just a fact. But he's too old now.
Too old.
He'd be 50 easy.
Yeah. No, there was some other black guy who was, I swear, got offered it.
It's saying here that it's most likely going to a Stuart Martin or...
You can't just go complete unknown here, can you?
Stuart, well, unless they're hot.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to be hot. You know that regardless.
Did you know Daniel Craig before he got it? I didn't.
I knew his face.
What is going on today?
I don't know. It's a busy... Listen, it's Monday. People are knocking.
But still.
They also knock pretty aggressively. That didn't sound like a friendly knock. I wonder if it's...
I'll tell you where Daniel Craig was from back in the day. Do you remember the Lara Croft movies?
Tomb Raider. That's where it was. That's how I knew him.
Shout out to it. I wouldn't mind Jannik Sinner and Nick putting the gloves on.
Well, yeah. Look, but it just seems a bit weak, doesn't it? World number one.
A bit weak.
It feels a bit weak.
It's not. It's more
world
than a
number
bit weak.
one.
It's pathetic.
And like...
What sort of message you're sending? You're basically saying, mate, just say it was bloody saddle sores like Lance did, you'll be fine.
But I also am like, and this might sound a little, different rules for different people, but like if he was a really popular world number one, I don't know if he is and I'm just misreading the room here, but like if you were Federer levels of popularity, I can see why to be like, shit, we need to try and... But it's Jannik Sinner. Like, he's not even that fucking interesting. He's boring. Like,
okay, you're making a great point. Who are we defending here?
Yeah.
Who are we defending here? We're not defending Prime Roger.
No.
We're not defending Rafael Nadal with his three-quarter pants and his singlets, just oozing Machismo, whatever. He's oozing all kinds of shit. He could sweat.
Yeah.
He could glisten, Tom.
Yeah.
He was hot.
But also I'd defend Novak, greatest of all time. Like we can try and massage this.
Oh, we can massage people.
But
put it this
Sinner?
way.
Who gives a shit? Throw
Sin-
the book at him.
Throw the book at him. Has he dropped a panty in his life, Tom?
Never.
Has he dropped a panty?
None that matter.
I'm speaking for the males out there, and Tommy is too. He hasn't converted us.
No.
We're not believers. We're not
I've
sinners.
I've been converted by your Federers, by your Nadals, and I'll be honest, even with some Novak. But I've been converted to nothing with Jannik Sinner.
Nothing at all. And put it this way: when he won the Grand Slam this year, when he won the Australian Open, Ella goes, "Who the fuck's that guy?" I go, "He won it last year, and he won the US Open." She goes, "Never heard of him in my life."
No.
So he's dropped no panties.
No.
You know,
He's not setting tongues wagging, his panties dropping.
it's usually a pretty good tell. Has your missus fantasized about them? Yes or no? If the answer's no,
then
sorry, mate. Throw
you're
the book
doping.
at ya.
Guilty.
You're guilty. Guilty is charged 5 years. Give him the full max sentence.
Yeah.
Take away his slams. Give him his money to poor people.
Yeah, give it away to us even.
Well, we came up with the idea.
It was our idea. I just think at
Hello
least
Sport taxation.
you take a slice.
Hello Sport taxation.
But yeah, I'm just like, why are we doing this? And it's way more bad press. All the players hate him now. God, it'd be uncomfortable in the sheds.
Oh, because they're in the sheds together.
Yeah, they're all in the sheds.
You'd think it's not like football punters and dribbles. It's not like rugby league footy where you get your own shed
It's
and
like
you're
they
in
all
there
have
with the
one
boys.
shed and
No.
just lockers.
You're in the showers with these blokes.
Yeah.
You're looking at each other's cocks.
Yeah. It's not bad.
He's got red pubes, have to, wouldn't he?
100% he's got red pubes. Yeah. They'd be redder than the hair on his head, I reckon.
I reckon he might dye that hair. I reckon he softens it a bit.
Yeah, make it a bit more strawberry blonde.
You know how red nuts sometimes, like, if you're a full ranger, you can't just get rid of it altogether.
No,
you can soften it. You can make it like a bit darker.
Blonde. No. Well, darker. I think I can spot a full ranger from a mile away. They, especially in chicks, they dye their hair black. Rangers can dye their hair black.
Yeah, but their eyebrows are a giveaway and they're translucent.
Yeah, I know. No, well, the skin is a giveaway. But I used to work with this chick who dyed her hair just pitch black, and
What was her name?
I'm not going to say that. I actually can't even remember her name. Will would remember, but dyed her hair jet black, and I'm just like, this is the most blatant cover up of all time. Much like they're doing with Jannik right now. But his pubes they're either way redder or they're like almost more translucent, like more see through.
And he's Italian.
And not even like, hey, Italiano. You know, like he doesn't seem Italian.
No, he
He looks
doesn't.
German. So it's all over the map.
Yeah, he does look German
Yeah.
or Austrian or something.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
It's
He looks Germanic.
It's not Italian as I've come to know and love. It's not Dolmio grin sort of stuff.
No. Put it this way: if he made you a passer, you wouldn't be excited about
Well,
it.
no, you wouldn't. It'd suck.
He doesn't make his own tomato paste.
No way. He's not doing a base.
No.
You know, he's not doing that, which you, I think, by law need to do if you're Italian.
Your own base.
You know, your own like
Your own sauce. Of course,
Yeah,
you got to
your
do your
own
own sauce. Of course, you got to make your own pasta, Tom.
correct.
You know,
Throw the book at him. Throw the fucking book at him.
at him.
Before we get underway, Eddie, just wanted to shout out our good friends at Four Pines. Just keep going the big lift for the punter and
Fuck
the dribbler.
yeah, they do. I'll
Just
tell you what.
pumping out quality Japanese lager week after week after week.
When I was watching Manly hump the shit out of the bunnies on Saturday, Tom, whilst enjoying a Japanese lager of some note, I was reminded as to how well the two pair.
Yeah.
That's rugby league and Japanese lager.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Doesn't need to be Manly.
It doesn't need
Obviously,
to.
it tastes better if you go for Manly, but it doesn't need to be Manly.
No, it's just that it's a perfect combination, like spaghetti and meatballs,
Yes.
like Vegemite on toast, like Tom and Eddie. It's Japanese lager and rugby league.
That's it, baby. Go down to your local, get a case, get a 60, and rip in.
In terms of people having a book thrown at them, I want to put a big Hello Sports shout out and a hug and support around Joe Ofahengaue.
Yes, I'm glad that we're opening with Joe.
Oh,
we're not
mate.
opening with him, but we are
We
for rugby
technically
league.
are for rugby league. And
What a disgrace.
this is just one of the most ridiculous stories that's ever come across our desk. So Joe, who's apparently only 29, I feel like he's been playing rugby league for at least 4 decades, Will, if you can get me Joe Ofahengaue games played, that'd be great. Just for interest. Now, Joe seems like a knockabout fella, bit of fun, pre-season trial. He's coming off the field. His star new signing, Zach Lomax, who's as hot as the day is long. He's there getting an interview by Fox Sports journalist Eloise Sawyer, I believe is how you pronounce her name. So what's Joe do? He goes up like any good, honest, hard-working Australian male or female
Australian.
who likes to just have a bit of a giggle.
Yeah. Well, it's the knockabout larrikin in all of us.
Exactly. He goes, and it's an expression of culture, Eddie, Australian culture, because we love a good dackin.
Well, people say, Australians got no culture.
What? Think again.
Think again.
Joe walks up to
Sugar?
Zach, whips the Dacks down. Zach, obviously, I assume, has a fat penis, but what
Have you seen him play Origin footy?
What it does.
Have you seen him play Origin
No, I
footy?
have seen him play
Yes, so
Origin
right.
footy, yeah.
So
we know that.
We know it.
that to be true.
No thinking about it.
His undies haven't come down.
No.
So that's fine. The budgie smugglers have stayed on. Just a little shorts dacking, which is play on.
Mate, nothing.
He pulls them up again and keeps going in the interview. Eloise is like, oh, well, Zach's just been dacked. And they keep talking. And now Joe's had to come out and apologise like he's bloody...
To whom? Who made him apologise?
Well, the Eels. And in the paper, they're like, oh, this is disgraceful. And then some absolute softcock loser like, it was a female reporter. It's like, so? Why does her womanness mean that she can't get around a fucking joke? He's in his fucking undies. Relax.
You seen what women wear to the beach? Do you know what I mean?
The boys, the Fox cameras...
Go down to the beach today. They'll all be in bangers, and half of them won't have tops on.
But, like, exactly.
We're talking about a 1-inch piece of material, cloth, covering the whole body.
But the Fox cut into the dressing sheds and they're walking around in their undies.
All the time.
They take their kit off after the games and hand it out and they're in their undies.
They go into the sheds to interview them in their undies.
That's like, what are we talking about here? Fox, they cut to the dressing sheds before and a camera punched straight through the sheds out into the urinal and there's a guy pissing.
Mate, I'm surprised Fox haven't tried to get cameras into the showers.
Well,
I'm sure they've asked.
Shower cam.
Shower cam. Then you get a real run of the team.
Not a bad idea.
It's a great idea, Tom.
You could monetize that. You get a...
I tell you why they haven't done it. Because from a gambling perspective, if you had full insight into the size of everyone's penis, you'd never lose a bet.
Well, that's a great point. The markets would be fucked. So we think that this is like a Ned's... or at least big gambling.
Well,
put the kibosh on the installer ream cameras.
Well, you know how you and I always muse about how they know how they get those lines so good, the traders.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they've got photos of all their cocks.
They must. It must be the clubs must have to provide soft and hard measurements to the traders.
Well, they get the full dossier.
Yeah, they do.
And we get the ones that no one cares about, like height and weight.
yeah, exactly.
They're getting girth, they're getting size, they're getting length on the job, they're getting average performance, they're getting, what's his hard to soft ratio?
Yeah, exactly. How far can he urinate up a wall whilst hard?
Whilst hard. What's his closing move?
Yeah.
How does he open the account?
Yeah, what's his finishing move?
Yeah.
Is a great indicator. That's
move.
how they do first try scorer, I think, or last try scorer.
How does he finish?
Joe Ofahengaue, by the way, between 2015 and 2024, has had 196 appearances.
Jeez, Big Joe. That's
2015 and 20...
To 2024?
10 years. Yeah, okay, right.
196. Also, just on the cameras in the sheds, you could almost do each club having their own OnlyFans, and that's just the showers.
Now, there you go. That's a good idea.
Well, you want to make a little bit extra cash.
Well, I mean, listen, there's always you want to try and bump up this player to this amount, or you're constantly losing juniors. If you've got an OnlyFans in the showers, install a ream OnlyFans, steady, hot, and strong.
Install a ream.
Yeah. What is it? What's the song here? Keep 'em heady, steady, hot and strong. It just keeps on and on. Install a ream.
Install a ream.
Install a ream. Install a ream.
Install a ream.
Install a ream.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
OnlyFans, though.
Well, mate, there's a lot of money to be made. I wonder where that'd sit in relation to the cap. That'd sit outside the cap, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't know because I
If
mean,
you provided your players a platform to show their
peddle their
penises
wares.
off.
But the problem
money.
is, though, if you're a club that has greater access to talent, then you're potentially, and also production quality. Like, so if you're a Roosters, you're probably gonna have some really red hot cameras in the showers.
Can we just punch on in his eye there?
Yeah, can we just zoom in here, please?
Yeah.
As he looks like he's coming to an end. It's as opposed to say a club that isn't
Like the Tigers.
the Tigers potentially, where the production quality is not going to be as good.
Manly's would have been shocking back in the day.
That's what I mean, right?
We've obviously changed, we've turned things around, but I'm talking the demandable days.
The demandable days, it would have been. They probably would have had to have lent on those cameras from the perverts that hang around like train stations and put like cameras in their shoes and they just like upskirt people.
Yes.
That's where we probably would have had to get our tech from.
Yep.
Whereas the Roosters are going to a Baz Luhrmann or a
Oh, they'd get Chris Nolan to
they
direct.
get Chris Nolan to direct the whole thing.
Yeah,
Hans Zimmer to score.
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And it'd be a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Of big swinging dicks
Yes.
in the shower.
Can you just check this? I don't know who I was talking to yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Apparently, Saudi Arabia has paid Hans Zimmer to do their national anthem.
I heard that. That's a Thursday topic.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's. I tell you what. When you're done with the Saudis, get your ass down here, Hans,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
ours needs a bit of work.
Yeah, it does.
Ours is rhythmless, boring as batshit, and I say that as a proud Australian, but we all think it. It needs work. Listen to the Kiwi one, you listen to the South African one, just terrific.
If we can get Hans Zimmer, then for sure. I'll take that.
Our 10th delivery of the day, we wonder why this office is full of shit.
I know, dude.
Fucking unbelievable.
What the fuck is that? Jesus
Back to
Christ.
Joe and back to the Dacking.
The Dacking.
I'd like to point out a very important aspect of this, Tom, that the media is overlooking, and certainly the Eels are when they're looking for apologies, is that his penis doesn't come out.
That's what I mean.
You get dacked in the playground. It only matters if your cock came out.
Dude, I got dacked in front of the hottest chick in school. I was in year 7 or 8. She was in year 12. I won't say her name.
You didn't have
Smoke
dad dick
show.
yet.
And I still don't. And I got dacked full, everything down to my ankles, middle of the schoolyard, recess, and my baby bird just pops out. Crushing. But that's what fucking living's about, dude. That's living. Yeah. I said it when I put the video up yesterday. I go, if you didn't get dacked, you didn't have mates.
Yep. This is growing up in the greatest country of all. All right? It's handball at lunchtime.
Dead legs.
Bull rush. It's dead legs.
It's sack wax.
It's sack wax. It's flipping a little rubber yes or no to ask out a Sheila.
Yeah.
It's Marilyn Manson getting ribs removed to suck his own willy.
Yeah.
You know, and it's dacking.
Yeah.
Like it's all those things and more.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about here? That is the playground.
Yeah. Welcome to the playground.
Welcome to the playground. And there's no reason it should have stopped. In fact, I'm angry now that we haven't been dacking more. We should have dacked these pricks the moment they came in.
Bring back the Dack.
Bring back the Dack. Bring back the Dack.
Yeah.
You know, like we can't bring back the biff. That's fine. I get
fine.
it. Head knocks and that. You know, you got to protect the brain. I get that. But no one is impacted. Maybe there's a little bit of humiliation, but there's nothing wrong with keeping people accountable via humiliation,
Yes.
Tom.
And if you're Zach Lomax, there's no humiliation.
Listen, your name's Zach Lomax, all right? You're now getting to play centre, apparently. I don't know what he played on the weekend.
I don't know if he played.
Well, there you go. But that's what we're hearing, is he'll be playing centre at the Eels.
Whatever,
so
you're
happy.
6'4", you're 6'5", you're statuesque.
You had a breakout year last year. You dominated Origin. You're hot. Right? Well, who cares if you get dacked?
No. And also, again, we can't speak for the journalist.
Who was it?
Huh?
Who was writing about it in the paper?
No, I don't know. No, I'm talking about the girl who was interviewing.
Well,
Eloise, who we've met before in the Sydney Marathon stuff. Lovely. I can't speak for her, and maybe she's come out and been like, I was really offended. It didn't seem like it. She seemed like she thought it was funny because you don't need to be some uptight, fart-sniffing dickbag who's like, oh, tut-tutting, clutching your pearls because someone got dacked.
Again, his penis remains in his budgies.
It was sheathed.
Sheathed, mate. Sheathed. If you're offended by that, you can't go to the beach. Sorry. You're not allowed to the beach then, mate.
Exactly.
You can't go to the beach. If that offends you, you're not allowed to the beach. Sorry.
And there was, again,
stay at home.
There was just some dribblers in the comments who were like, oh, the fact that it was a female reporter is what makes it disgusting. I'm like,
comments on where?
On our Instagram.
On our Instagram.
Yeah.
Mate, the world
People are just
is-
fucking pussies. I'm like,
Mate.
what are you talking about?
Mate.
I'm like, do you not... how do you exist in the world and just find this thing? Like, there's such a lack of humor, and it's not the majority of people. That's the thing. I would say the vast majority of people think the fact that Joe had to apologize is fucking stupid. But then when you see the people who are like, oh, it's disgusting, you're like, no, you're just being a fucking idiot.
I think people like that are just looking for a bit of attention. You know, is this the right thing to show? I'm gonna even. They probably don't even think it themselves. Really, if they excavated how they think and feel, who's offended by a little Dackin?
Well, listen, they wouldn't be able to defend their position. That's what they.
No,
they
I'm being serious. Who's offended by a little Dackin? Who?
pussies.
But why?
Because they have weak sensibilities and they don't like to laugh and they're easily
And
offended.
I think
some people are easily offended.
I think, as you said in the comments, in your video, they haven't been Dack before.
Well, they don't have mates. That's the thing.
That's the thing, and maybe it brings back unpleasant memories of never having
Being
the
dacked.
opportunity to be dacked.
You see people. You see like groups of people over there getting dacked, and you're like, shit.
It's
dude.
either that or it's a dacking gone.
No,
like,
but I've had the worst possible case scenario.
Yeah, but you got tougher skin, son.
You gotta be dacked at least once in your life.
That's often when dackins would go down. Is when you were talking to a crush.
yeah.
In fact, that was
almost
usually when they went
When's
down.
the worst time to dack someone? That's when you do it.
Yeah.
You pick the best moment.
Put it this way: you're not dacking someone when no one else is around. That'd
No.
be weird.
Exactly. you and me are just in here and I just dack you while we're just standing in the fucking room.
Whoa! Get up your knees, son.
You can't. You have to dack
You know?
in an embarrassing situation.
I appreciate that. It's a kind offer, but
Yeah, just the
Not
silent
interested.
stare that you would give me. I'm just dacking you in the studio, and it's like,
My
what
God.
was the point of
like
that?
that's weird, mate.
Yeah.
That's weird, but that's not what happened. He's dacked him in front of thousands and on TV.
Yeah,
That's a pure place
that's
to
a
do one.
pure dacking.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just listen. And you know what else is funny is that no one, if you were really like, oh, this is inappropriate, no one's been like, that was actually Joe should apologize to Zach. If you wanted to be a real pussy about the whole thing, you're like, oh, it was disgraceful that the female reporter. It's like, well, actually, what about the guy who got dacked on TV?
Yes.
If you really want to go down the pussy route, you should be going, oh, poor Zach Lomax.
100%. Tom, you can't help these people. They'd be the same people that reckon the brown eye should get, banned and outlawed.
Which we do not see enough.
We've been over this. I don't know if we've talked about this on the pod. We've certainly discussed it in the green room. About just the distinct lack of brown eyes going on in this country at the moment. It is unbelievable.
Like,
Gone are the days, Tom, where you'd see 4 or 5 brown eyes of an afternoon.
yeah, well, gone are the days of driving past a school bus either alongside or behind.
Or just walk. You might be
and
walking the dog.
Well, but the school bus was often a place where the brown eye would get into its work because you were able to give brown eyes to passers
That's
by.
right, that's right.
Or if you were driving behind a school bus, you would be able to receive a brown eye.
That's right, that's
from a
right.
group of kids
That's right.
who were at the top of their comedic game.
Just at the absolute peak of their power. Like Shane Gillis is now.
Yes.
That's every kid in every playground in this country who whips the dacks down and gets the ass up to the glass,
Yeah.
baby. That's what it's
Get
all about.
the ass on the glass.
Get the ass up to the glass. So it's just I reckon request isn't even strong enough a word. As we're on our hands and knees here, Tom and I, begging the youth of this nation to put their ass back on the glass, okay,
And bring back the Dack.
and bring back the Dack, because we're withering away at this point.
Well, to be honest, if Australia's truly going to return to former glory, and that's not like a MAGA thing, I just mean like,
You're talking
the halcyon days of
You're
of
talking
this great
1999
nation.
Rumble Packs.
That's it. Rumble Packs. Exceptionalism. 2011
Exceptionalism.
leagues,
We've got the Olympics
World
just around the
Cups.
corner. We've got the World Cup.
Ricky Ponting.
That year, Ricky Ponting, Steve Waugh.
Warney,
That's right.
like-
Basically, there wasn't a World Cup we didn't have punters and dribblers. We also had the Bledisloe. We had the
Yeah.
Tri-Nations. John Eels is doing things, you know. Like, that's the time to be Australian. That's the time to really embrace it.
If we're going to get back
Leighton,
there.
you know who else has won I'm pretty sure Pat Rafter's got a US Open
Yeah.
in 98 in the back pocket time. Was he 98, 99? Might have been.
It's
Like,
around that
We're
time.
winning everything at that time, mate. We're winning absolutely everything. Kathy's moments away.
Moments
away. Okay, Kieran Perkins has won one from Lane 8, 1996.
Thorpe's
1500.
cracking pubes.
Oh, I mean, Thorpe's whispers of Thorpe's brilliance are already
on
echoing
that.
through the world of swimming. So 1999, we'll go there. Everyone's Dacking and everyone's brown-eyeing in 1999. And I don't have any data to back it up, but I know for a fact that
you
things
don't
are
need
falling
it.
off a cliff, and I think you time that with the rise of the pussy.
Yeah, you do. You can track it.
You can track it.
You can
That's the
track it.
inverse.
Yeah, the rise of the pussy.
The rise of the pussy.
you
Who
know.
just won't leave us alone and
Yeah.
have a little bit of fun and just niggle away, and no one can have any fun anymore, and no one can have a bit of a laugh. Everything's so fucking serious
stuffy.
and stuffy. Nah, not into it.
No, not into it at all. So, justice for Joe.
Justice for Joe. Joe should be given an OM.
Yeah.
That's what Joe should be
Yeah.
given.
Services to Dacking.
Next Australia Day, I want him up there getting
Yeah.
a bloody award.
Yeah.
Services to Dack.
Services to Dacking.
Yeah. We're keeping the dream of the Dack alive.
Yep. God damn it. Anyway. Did you watch much rugby league on the weekend?
Tom, I watch the games that count.
Yeah.
I watch the games that matter.
Do you know what's infuriating to me? And I don't know if this is everyone else.
No offense. If anyone expected me to watch all 8 trials, you've lost your fucking mind.
Yeah, I don't know that anyone did. Because I don't know that anyone actually watched all 8 trials, unless maybe fucking
Oh, I think Todd Carney and
Mitchell Pearce. Well, they would.
Sixes and sevens,
Sixes
they
and
watch them
sevens.
all.
No, they do.
They're terrific, by the way.
They are.
Punters and dribblers, if you haven't listened to them, go check them out. They're on our YouTube, otherwise Sixes and Sevens, Spotify, and
Instagram.
Apple Podcast. I'll put it to you straight. The episode today was an absolute corker.
Yeah, it was.
An absolute corker.
They recorded before we started.
Mate, I was
here
in
today.
tears for an hour and a half, so go rip in.
They watched all the games. We didn't
Yes.
watch all the games, but I did watch the first game Thursday night. It was nice to have a Thursday night game back. Sharks and Raiders. I'm very concerned about this fucking play the ball fucking crackdown they're having.
Well,
It is just such an unnecessary thing to even focus on. Like, I don't know, and you can Masood me here, punters and dribbles, if you think that I'm way off on this observation or this reading of the situation.
You're never off, Tom.
I'm never off. Who gives a fuck whether your foot touches the ball or not? Make sure you're facing the right direction and you step over, you roll it. Like, if you do it, you do, and if you don't, you don't. Like, yeah, sure, try, do it. But, like, what difference does it make in the game? What purpose are we serving? There's a reason why you can't step your foot out when you're playing, because you got to play within the confines of a field, right? There's a reason you can't throw the ball forward. What the hell? Or tackle height. What's the point?
There are certain rules that are written in stone, i.e. the forward pass, like, or, did the ball touch the line or not? Is the ball grounded?
Yeah.
Like, we look at those things over and over again. There are other rules that fall into what I like to be known as just don't take the piss rules.
Just don't take the piss.
Just don't take the piss rules. I'll give you a perfect example. Are you back 10 or 9?
Yeah.
Blokes get back 8.5, 9
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
I would say very rarely is the whole defensive line back 10
But
and more.
if you're going to crack down on anything, crack down on that.
But what I'm saying is the ref will make a call, a judgment call. Are you taking the piss or not? If
Yeah.
you're back 7, you're taking the piss. I'll warn you, you keep doing it, there's penalties, right? It's in the world of taking the piss. With the play the ball, are you taking the piss or not? If you're just stepping over it, and that's like, if you're trying to go,
How do you even take the
But
piss?
what I mean is, if you half break your foot and you miss the ball, who cares?
But my point there is,
If you're just jumping up and rolling it through your fucking legs,
Yes.
you're taking the piss.
Sure, but there's a benefit to taking the piss with the offside rule. You are getting up in the attack's face and you're putting pressure on them. You're limiting their time to play the game of rugby league.
Yes.
I don't even see what the benefit is to a quick play. Like, is it a quick play ball? Is that what they're saying?
I think it must be.
But that's like a pubic hair's
Well,
difference in
what
time.
else could it be?
I don't know.
I'll actually take you back in time, Tom, if you don't mind. So I'm going to say circa 2020, maybe.
I never know how to
2019.
use the word circa. That's one I just stay away from.
So,
I think the way you use it is correct, but I'm never confident.
well, I think I've nailed it. They did a crackdown on the play the ball, and they banned it halfway through the year because they were just blowing penalty after penalty after
That's what I
penalty
mean.
after
The
penalty
game
after
will
penalty
become
after penalty
fucking-
after penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty, and no one adjusted. People are doing the best they can when they're buggered. Like, it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
It doesn't improve the game in any measurable way, in my opinion, for you to go, you have to play it in a certain really rigid way.
You've got
Who
to
cares? It's like it's you just make your peace with it. It's like feeding the ball into the scrum.
Exactly.
It's a complete waste of fucking time.
No one's doing
No
that
one
in
can-
the centre.
They don't even bend over anymore.
No.
They don't even bend over. Who cares? It's a who cares rule.
If you're going to allow the scrums to exist as just such a random point in a like in a sporting event, right? Like, I don't know that you'd be able to look to any other sport in the world where they just have this agreed upon moment where 8 of the fucking players just all lean on each other.
You know what the scrum is in rugby league? It's like our tailbone, you know? It's the remnants of a once great aspect, you know?
Yeah.
Once great tail. It used to be this thing where you could win against the feed and you could make things happen. It was about getting into each other and pushing and screaming and rucking. You used to have to ruck, Tom. You know what I mean? You used to have to ruck for the ball.
No, it's a tailbone.
All that's gone, like the tailbone. You know, it's like it's there. We once had it, but now it's like this weak, feeble, fucking useless thing.
But we're persevering with it. At least the body has hidden the tailbone largely from sight. You know what I mean?
It's still there.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's there, but like I don't think about it very often. Whereas the rugby league tailbone, which is the scrum, is just fucking a central point of the game. And I'm not Vossi here. I'm not like the scrums need to change. Yeah. I'm just saying if you're going to crack down on the play the ball, which has no measurable impact on the fucking game, at least you could look at a scrum, or at least you could crack down on the onside.
I'd love to ask Andrew Abdo these questions.
So would I. We might have to.
Seriously. Because
we might need to shirt front him, just like doorstop him, catch him in the corner.
Just go, oi, big fella. What's
going on?
doing, bro? What's doing? Because I just want to watch footy, and all I hear is a whistle going.
Yeah.
And there's an old rule in footy. It's like, put the whistle away and let the boys play.
Yeah. If there's grass on the wicket, let's play cricket.
Of
the rugby league variety.
That's right.
But it's It happened so like 3 in the first few minutes of that Raiders Sharks game. I was just like, oh, come on,
mate.
man.
Honestly, I'm telling you, they had a similar crackdown some years ago, and they abandoned it halfway through the season. I'm telling you, I'd like them to not go through that. I don't want to just abandon it before the first game.
Stop now.
Are you going to go to America? Okay, you got Peter V'landys. We're going to watch it, and I see Peter V'landys is on TV over there pleading.
Was he on American TV?
I believe so. Pleading for the Yanks to watch the game that he loves. The game that we love, punters and dribblers. And you're not putting your best foot forward when you're going over to Yankeeville and the ref's making it all about him.
No. Fuck, that's hectic, dude. That's so hectic. So this is, this PVL on Fox in America. He's just doing a live cross, I guess.
I think he's pleading to the US President Donald Trump to get behind the greatest game of all.
Good morning, Mr. President. I know you watch Fox and Friends, which is a great program, extremely fair and balanced. Mr. President, we want to introduce you to the toughest game on earth, Rugby League.
Reading something.
In the world's sport and entertainment capital, Las Vegas. We know you love physical, tough contact sports. There's no sport more brutal than rugby league.
Where is this?
Our players don't wear pads or helmets. As you know, Mr. President, the US has a trade surplus with Australia, one of the rare countries. You attending will balance this out a bit. Hope to see you at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on Saturday, March 1. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Fox and Friends.
I tell you, got to give him credit. He has a crack.
He has a serious crack. I have no idea what that was. Like, I don't know where that's appeared. I know it says NASCAR and shit down the bottom, but is that like
Fox and Friends in the US?
But is he just paid for an ad to just pop up in the middle of Fox and Friends? What's happening there? Where's that?
Or is he? I think what he's probably done is
it's not an interview. He's reading. So it's not like he's like,
Yeah,
hey, we've got
fully.
Peter V'landys on from Australian
Yeah,
Rugby
right.
League.
Because he's not talking to anyone. He's just
reading.
So is that an ad?
That's what I mean. There was no music to it. It was just like the echo in his. I'm just. PVL can do no wrong in my eyes. I don't want it to sound like I'm speaking ill of that, which was a phenomenal promotion. He's holding a football that says Trump on it.
Yeah, it's got little American flags in the ends.
And then he's talking to, well, it's been cut with some highlights. There's just no information on that anywhere, is there? So like there's no like caveat or explainer on like what it is. Where'd you see that happen?
So, hang on. Australian Prime Minister...
Watch PVL's personal Vegas pitch. Here we go. PVL has issued a public plea for US President Donald Trump to attend the NRL's Las Vegas extravaganza. That's the video. This is Brent Reed I'm reading from here. PVL has issued a personal invitation. V'landys reached out to President Trump through a video which was shown on Fox and Friends during coverage of the Daytona NASCAR event on Monday. Good morning, Mr. President. Okay, yeah. So that just raw dogged it on American TV.
In V'landys' pre-recorded invitation on Fox News, the NRL czar sought to make light of the Trump's controversial first days as president. As you know, Mr. President, the US has a trade surplus with Australia.
So he's taking the piss there as well, which was good. Like that is what was funny about that.
He's
just like who's fair and balanced, Fox and Friends.
Yeah.
Like he's taking the piss.
Yeah.
But I'm like, was that also part of like some of the stylistic decisions that were made in that video? Because it was funny.
Oh, yeah, it was funny, and I think that the way of cutting through the noise, so to speak,
is to make it obvious,
and to appeal to him is because by all reports, Trump's a funny guy,
and that's different to what you're seeing on Fox and Friends, I assume. Part of it looked like
how many times?
Hostage
I've got questions. I've got plenty of questions. Namely, is he just hoping to catch the president watching Fox and Friends? How many times did that air? Is it airing just once? Is he hoping for coverage off the back of it? Does he just want someone to show the president? Has he asked for the president to do anything there? I didn't see him ask for him to blow the horn that's not a horn. The woke fairy horn.
The woke fairy horn. He's not asking that. Well, he wouldn't ask that of Trump.
Does he just want him to attend?
Maybe. Listen.
Or does he just want him to be aware of rugby league football, the greatest game of all?
I love it.
Winter.
I love it. But I don't know what I saw. Like, I'm not entirely sure. Again, we've got an explanation.
I'd like to see the whole thing.
I need to see it in broadcast,
yes,
you know?
Yes.
Okay, now we're going to the commission chairman of the Australian Rugby League, Peter V'landys, and then just cuts to that, and they'd be like, okay.
And he's reading.
Yeah.
It's brilliant stuff.
I loved it. I truly loved it.
You've earned yourself a Pepsi Max, old boy, because
Yes,
that was
you
terrific.
have.
I'd just say he'd be trying to get the most influential people there, because the more influential people you get there, the more Americans will be more interested, mostly to see who's going as opposed to the game itself.
No, I'm with you. Like, it would serve as a double. Like, it would promote the game as well as trying to get Trump to attend. It just caught me off guard, to be honest.
Supercharged Super Rugby is live and on demand on Stan Sport.
Catch up on all the Super Rugby Pacific Round 1 action with full match replays, minis and highlights.
In round 2, Friday night, we'll see an injury-plagued Crusaders, Tom, travel to Hamilton to face the Chiefs, while the Reds take on Moana Pacifica.
Saturday will be headlined by the Highlanders versus the Blues, plus the Brumbies take on the Force at home, a bit of an Australian derby.
Love it. The only place to watch every match ad-free, live and on demand is on Stan Sport.
Add Stan Sport to your Stan subscription for only $15 a month. Head to stan.com.au/sport now.
You.
What other games were on? I didn't really remember.
Manly.
Oh, Manly.
Bit of a delayed start. I think someone had a heart attack
They
in there.
did. I hope they're all good. I didn't see what happened there.
That was a clinic.
Well, it was just nice to have, you have your sort of your second tier players as well as a couple of like top tiers that are just, getting a run. Your Takiahas, your Gordon Chankum-Tongs.
He had a good game.
He did have a good game. Jake Arthur had a good game.
Jake Arthur, he's back home, right? Like, is he from the peninsula originally?
No, I don't know if he is or not.
But he would have been around the club when Brad was there.
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
Yeah.
Brad was there for ages. So I feel like he thinks that he's going to play his best rugby league in maroon and white. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, he was good. I wonder with Jake whether he is a good second tier footballer. Like the times I've seen him in the top grade, he hasn't. Now maybe he's just matured. He's a younger fella, but I tell you who didn't look that good. That fucking halfback for South, Todd.
Lewis
Dodd.
He didn't look good at all.
He did nothing. Now, first game rugby league, but you're in a trial again. You're coming up against like
the might.
You are coming up against the might of Manly Sea Eagles, so like it's not. But he just didn't do much.
Come up against the might of Manly.
Yeah, which it's quite the task. But just didn't do much.
The big Vega on the wing. That try he scored just carried over half the side. He's strong as an ox.
Yeah, he is strong. And
Rugby league
looks like he's getting stronger. And he's not very big. He's big.
Well,
he's not very tall.
He's like a bit of Taniela Tupo about him.
Bit of that.
That. Who was that four we had? What was his name?
Fa'alalo.
He was red hot.
Yeah, he can't kick a conversion to save his life, but...
Well, he started off kicking them all right, and then it fell off a rugby league cliff.
Right off the cliff. Clayton Fa'alalo, but apparently...
Yeah, it's Clayton.
We had a lot of young, hot men in that side.
How about the winger dude? He'd be the second tallest player in NRL if he was playing.
Oh, he was gorgeous.
And he's on the wing.
Yeah.
I think the other one's like Piakura, maybe for the Broncos. He's like the tallest. But this guy, he was a fucking...
Is that Navran Willett?
Maybe, yeah.
Yes, that was. Scored one or two?
Scored a couple, yeah. But no, the Clayton Fa'alalo, I think he was like 29 tries in 27 games in the juniors.
No, I like the look of him.
Yeah.
I like the look of him.
We got some fucking throbbers in and around town.
Hoppa was just carving, destroying, making a mockery of.
Who was our 5'8"?
It was...
Dean Madison.
Yeah.
That's right. Dean. Dubbo
Dean.
The other team that I thought, well, not that I thought, that did look red hot over the weekend, and credit to you and I because, people think that we're just haters, right? For every team that's not Manly. Not the case.
Incorrect.
We just call it as we see it. The Parramatta Eels.
Yes.
They looked hot. They looked like a team that's been, starved of...
Well, you know what they look like, Tom? They look like a team exposed to a huge Willy.
Yep, that's it.
One you can jump on the back of.
Yeah, ride.
Ride into battle, mate.
Yeah, like that Fantasia dog.
Fantasia? Or Clifford, the big red dog.
What was that one, that movie, again, this is like before our time. So it's
Clifford, I believe, was like a dragon dog, wasn't it?
No, that's the dragon dog I'm thinking of.
The dragon dog was in Fantasia.
Is that the Never-Ending Story?
No, it's a Never-Ending Story, I think it is. Because Fantasia's like a Disney thing.
Yeah, right. The Never-Ending Story, that's right.
That big Clifford dog. It wasn't. It was a big dragon
Clifford was
dog.
red, and this was like a
white dragon.
Falcor is the name of the dog.
I never really enjoyed that movie either. I always found it weird.
I didn't like Fantasia either. Weird as fuck.
Fantasia was out. So he used to give me the heebie-jeebies.
I didn't like it. That and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the original one, used to scare me when I was young.
No, that was scary. And even if you watch it now, you're like, this is a fucking etched thing to show kids.
It was scary as all get out for me.
Augustus Gloop just drowns in the chocolate river and gets sucked out the fucking... You're like, what?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Luckily at the end they show everyone healthy, but at the time you think they've died.
When they're going through that river and then it's all getting all fucking weird and colourful and etch and trippy, and you're like, what's going on?
No, it's a lot.
Anyway, but the Eels, dude, the Eels are good. Dylan Brown looked good. Ronald Volkman, their backup halfback, looked good.
And they've still got Mitchie to come back.
They're two like young new hot throbbers, Isaiah Ayongi and Joash Papali, who I believe everyone's calling Josh. I wonder when that'll get corrected.
Yeah. Listen, they look, mate. Credit to them because they've had a tough year. Last year was etch.
I will say, bit of the halftime standing O's about them in terms of the way that they're talking,
mate.
But
there's a reason that we pat the boys on the back and we move on because we understand intrinsically this is trial territory. Yeah. Nothing to get pumped about.
Yep.
The sides are completely different come round one. A lot of young boys getting run around. It's not the same thing. However, encouraging signs. They are what they are,
Not so much for Newcastle. I think about this when I watch these trials, and it's like some teams...
We called that last week.
I know, and a few Newcastle Knights fans who are obviously softcocks can't handle the heat, even though we were right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, these teams are playing their, reserve graders and stuff.
Yep.
And so as a fan, you're going say your team gets pumped. You're like, well, I don't really, I'm not as upset as I would be if my the first grade side was getting pumped.
You're full strength.
But you're still these are the next men up. So it's not great. Knights got pumped, Titans got pumped,
Raiders got pumped.
Storm got pumped, but that's different to me. Like you know what I mean?
Come
like
on.
They're in the grand final. It's fine. There's no one there. But like the Knights, if you hear it like if you're a Knights fan, I don't know how you'd feel, and maybe you can let us know if you're not a big pussy. How you feel about like Brayley apparently getting shopped around. And it's not like he's been kicked out of the leadership group and he's getting shopped around. Adam Elliott's been told to look elsewhere. Leo Thompson didn't want to sign with you. He's fucked off to the Dogs or wherever he's gone. Raiders?
Has Brayley been told to piss off?
Apparently they want to move him on, and he's like, well, let me go now. That's what the reports were. Hastings is on the outer. Hastings they want to get rid of so badly. He's playing lock in reserve grade.
So who are their halves going to be?
I can't even remember who they were on the weekend. But is Clifford back there? They've got Jack Cogger, or is he gone?
So it was Fletcher Sharp and Jack Cogger.
Christ.
And like apparently, they're trying to get Dylan Brown. They've obviously got Kalen Ponga. Outside of Ponga, you don't really I don't know. But they want to get rid of the Sheriff.
The Cowboys got pumped as well, 50-8.
See, it's not great.
Mate, there was some absolute rugby league humpings. Sharks put 30 on the Raiders. Eels put 26 on the Knights. The Dolphins put 42 on the Cowboys. Warriors 26 on the Storm. Manly put 10 on the Rabbitohs. However, I will point this out. It was 34-6.
We put the Q in the
when
rack.
the Q was in the rack. So that's 28 rugby league points. Broncos put 38 on the Titans. They're big scores.
Yeah, they are.
Chooks also got rolled.
Who?
Chooks got rolled 26-8.
26-8 from the Chooks. The Dragons rolled out their first grade side for first half. But still.
Yeah, still. Dogs 20-14 against the Tigers. Whatever. Yeah. I don't really care.
No.
But you don't want to be on the other end of a humping. That's just not good at all.
Not a humping.
Especially when the teams that got humped, Tom, no one gave much chance this year anyway. No one had... There's people that had Raiders coming last. They got pumped. Knights were never going to go well. They got pumped. Cowboys,
I think
I think you would think better than that.
They will. I think they've got a lot of... They probably didn't play a lot of players. I didn't watch that game.
There were people concerned about the Titans this year. They got pumped. So
Titans is the one that I'd be concerned of. The Titans, you're like, dude, you guys can't.
How about Fox putting Kevy on the Broncos game, bro?
Brutal, dude.
I'm like, what's going on?
Dude.
Oh, you got such a good understanding, mate.
Yeah,
you can offer real insight. I'm like, mate, can I just do Thursday night, please?
Can I please?
What is going on?
I used to play for the Raiders. Can I do that game? Nah.
Do the Raiders game.
Sorry, Kev. We've got you back on.
Mate, we want you to really, really stew in it, son.
Yeah, and now there's all these articles already off the back of it because he's just trying to be, oh no, I think what's his name, the crying journo.
Oh, okay, Crawley.
Crawls has written an article today off the back of Kevy commentating on that game where Kevy's like, I think the illusion was you let them be who they want to be. Don't try and get rid of the fingernail painting and the
well, in regards to the rockstar mentality.
Yeah, the rockstar shit.
Yeah.
But then already, and maybe it's smart from Fox and they know what they're doing, but it's already Crawls the next day is nah, you're wrong. You should get rid of the rockstar mentality. Madge is making a rule that they have to train with their shirts on.
Really?
For professionalism and shit.
He's the right cup of tea for them up there.
I think so. But then who was telling us?
What are they paying on Neds to make the top four, Will? The Bronx.
We might be able to find that here.
Because that might get a lick.
Bronx top four lick, if it's good, yeah.
If there's value there. Just because of Madge, mate.
This might shock you. I haven't hit a single rugby league bet this year.
Oh, shock horror.
Now, in fairness, they're trials, but been bad. 240 for top four, not enough. Not enough.
What's the betting there? What are the numbers on favouritism?
Let's see here. I can try and find it. Premiership. Well, that's right. I'm just trying to find it now.
You got to go to futures.
Yeah, I am.
So you got Storm at $3.80. Panthers at $4.75.
No. Top four.
Top four. Storm
top four.
$1.45. Panthers $1.60. Broncos $2.40. Sharks $2.75. Dogs $3 is too short for top four, surely. Seagulls $3.25. Rabbitohs $3.50, Roosters $4, Cows $4, Eels $5.50, Tigers $7.50. What are we doing
For top 4?
Yeah,
Mate.
dude, they're shorter.
though. What are they to miss the 8?
They're shorter than the Tigers here are shorter than Warriors $7.50, Dolphins $9, Titans $9, Knights $11, Raiders $11, Dragons $13. Dragons are just.
Sorry, the Raiders to make the top 4 is paying $11. That should be $1,100.
Yeah, it should.
It should be $1,100.
Yep.
Christ alive. Anyway,
I
wanted to. I will think about 240. I will think about
I
it.
won't think about it.
I will.
Well, I'll think about it.
$3 would have been.
$3. I'm thinking about it.
I'm
really thinking
doing
about
it. 240 is a bit short.
Now, whilst still on rugby league, Edward, friend of the show, friend of the game, someone who has done more to put the game up in lights than I would argue any other player in the history of the game, John Hoppa.
Yep. Oh, well, you won't get a disagreement out of me.
No, I'd hope not. He is, and I'm getting the article up here. He is facing jail for repeated driving offences. Now, shout out to the Men's Women's Weekly. Not even in the sports section anymore is Hopper. He's in the confidential section. But the title, Karma Comes Back to Bite Hopper in the Bum. I believe that's an allusion to...
Karma comes back
stuff.
to bite Hopper in bum.
Yeah.
Huge.
Now, I'm just going to read this article.
He looks like a schoolboy.
Yeah, he does. Is that his... I don't know if that's his court outfit or not. But just to give you an idea of like how fucking bad of a driver he is, it's actually kind of staggering. Facing jail after another serious driving offence. Described by police in court papers as a recidivist traffic offender, Hopper, 51, was caught behind the wheel of a tipper truck on the Northern Beaches while his licence was disqualified. The former Seagull and West Tigers star was handed a 12-month disqualification by Manly local court in July last year after he was convicted of driving on a suspended licence. Hoppa also has a career professional boxer, caught driving while suspended when police investigated an alleged road rage incident from Hoppa last year. That was in that big 6'7" guy or whatever.
Yeah, he bashed
beat
him
the fuck out of. Just trying to scroll through here. Pled guilty to the latest charge in court on Thursday. Hopwa's traffic record tendered to Manly Court in July showed he had been suspended from driving 13 times. He's also had a separate drive while disqualified conviction in 2021. Magistrate Lisa Stapleton said on Thursday that he had added 11 camera-detected driving offences to his driving record in 2024 alone.
11? Yeah. So just on the blower.
Just on
probably.
the blower, fucking no seatbelt,
red
whatever.
lights.
Yeah. He does have a history of disobeying court orders. You think? Your client has concentration issues. I'm just wondering what the substantial issue is. Yeah, right.
At least he's carried his rugby league suspensions. You know, he's stuck at it.
He's just a perennially suspended individual.
He just loves suspensions.
He loves them.
He would have been suspended out the arse at school, you think, as well. He would have had to have been.
The most suspended man in history.
In history. They'd say David Attenborough is the most travelled man or human all time. He'd have to be the most suspended.
So 13 suspensions.
Plus 11, that's 24.
Well, so
13 suspensions.
13 driving suspensions in his driving career. Currently driving while suspended this time and last time.
So this would be 14 now.
So this would be his 14th driving suspension. He could potentially go to prison, which I don't want to see, obviously.
Well, he'll get a suspended sentence.
But how many times is he suspended in the NRL? Because his length of times, his suspensions, his last suspension in the NRL was 10 years. So he's comfortably got the record. But
what did he get 10 years for?
I think he flogged a guy in park footy who was saying some racist shit. So, I mean, you don't even really begrudge Hopper doing what Hopper does.
Yeah, playing for the Narrowena Hawks.
Yeah. How many times is he suspended? Just has he been suspended?
I'll just look that up.
If you can find it. It might not be that easy.
I reckon there'd be an article on it.
Surely. What if you'd ask AI? ChatGPT.
We need to get that up.
Yeah, we do.
Someone told us what to use.
Everyone's been telling us to use fucking like ChatGPT and different things.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're a bit slow to the uptake.
Only a little bit. But you're right. Hoppa has taken his love of being suspended in rugby league and parlayed it into a
I feel like he was suspended 13-ish times in rugby league as well.
He was suspended a lot. 13. I almost feel like it would be more than 13.
In 2005, he was suspended for 17 weeks.
That might have been the bum stuff. Oh no, that was Galloway. That was
that was Keith Galloway.
Yeah, that was the elbow
head.
Galloway's head.
That was brutal.
That was fucking huge. I just in terms of individual suspensions anyway, that might be difficult to find at late notice. But I just thought you may find that interesting, man.
I do find that interesting. In fact, I would argue that I find anything related to John Hoppa interesting. Yep. He's never far away from entertainment.
No.
For me personally. Yep. Whether he's flogging big fat, dribblers against power poles.
The guy started screaming rape.
Then he starts screaming rape and he's telling him to shut up, pussy. That's what it's all about.
Well, you talk shit, get hit.
You talk shit, get hit. There's bumhole stuff. There's him hopping in the ring. It's, it's suspensions. It's John.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's glory.
Dude, I wonder what a Hopper doco would be. Like, could you do a good Hopper doco? There's enough there. There's enough there, isn't there?
Oh, there's plenty. There's plenty. You get a 6-parter going, like The Last Dance.
The last suspension.
The last finger.
So Hopper, I've just got here, he spent a record 45 games on the sidelines during his 209 NRL matches.
So, and then you pair that into, I wonder how many months he's been suspended from driving.
He's had to sit out something, whether it be footy, I'm guessing school, and definitely driving for years and years.
Yeah, he's just gone.
Years and years and years.
Yeah.
He'd be up to almost a decade.
Beyond
decades.
He was suspended for 10 years. So
he's well into decades.
Yeah.
Decades, which is, it's a young adult, Tom.
Yeah.
He also got 12 months, I'm just reading here, it's quite funny, 12 months for threatening a junior official at a local rugby match.
I'm sure that kid had it coming.
Do you reckon John goes off the handle just willy-nilly, Tom?
No,
he's got to be provoked.
That kid had it coming. He was probably making some really dodgy calls.
Poke the bear, baby, and find out.
Yeah, fuck around and find out.
Fuck around, find out. You don't mess with Big John, Big J.
The Honourable John Hoppa.
The Honourable.
It's probably reasonable to say that Hopper needs a grumpy coffee.
100%. He'd be ropeable, man.
Yeah.
He'd be absolutely fuming.
Well, listen, another suspension. What are you going to do to kill the time? Grumpy Coffee, grumpycoffee.com.au.
Code Hopper for 10% off.
Yeah.
That's our gift to Hopper.
HOPPA.
Because obviously Hopper listens.
We love Hopper.
So use your name to get 10% off Grumpy Coffee, big fella.
Yep.
Okay, get yourself some beans, get yourself some ground, get yourself some pods.
Yep.
And look after yourself. Beautiful drop.
Beautiful.
The best drop.
Beautiful. Just want to take a quick break in the podcast here to thank our good friends at Ned's, Eddie.
Oh, yeah.
To acknowledge them.
Okay.
Huge supporters of Hello Sport. Another big year coming up.
Yes.
With our friends at Ned's. I have started the season, the rugby league tipping season.
Yep.
Gambling season. From however many I've put on.
Yeah. I had a little look at the ponies on the weekend. Okay, the Group 1, I think, on Saturday, which name escapes me, but there was just nothing to be found.
I actually got up on one pony on the weekend, Bossy Nick. That was all.
But that's a great name.
Yeah, it is.
That's a great name. You and I had a look at some dogs last week as well, nothing doing. Know this, though, that I still had a great experience while punting with Ned, so I don't really care.
No, listen, you bet what you're prepared to lose. You do it with Ned's. Go check our profiles out. Go join the About Even crew on there, the biggest group they've got. What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website. The only other thing from Rugby League, Eddie, is that Kenty's coming out with a new podcast.
Yeah.
Called Kenty.
And the logo has a tree in it.
Yes, which I got to say I'm happy with, in that, like, you're leaning into it.
I respect it. Is it? Have you listened to any episodes?
I don't know if there's even an episode out. I don't know. I haven't.
Kenty with the tree logo. I like it.
Yeah,
I
listen, I don't like the logo. I like the idea. The logo is Bush League.
Oh, the logo looks like it's been done on MS Paint.
That's all I was,
It's horrific.
The logo
but
is Bush League.
I like the idea. I do like the idea.
Kenty _the_ podcast. Paul Kent delves into the world of sports, uncovering untold stories and insights. Launches March 2025. Stay tuned. Yeah, it's been done on MS Paint.
Yeah, it's horrific. It's absolutely appalling. But there's something about it that I like.
I'm shocked that just because he's had to go Kenty _the_ podcast. I'm shocked that Kenty the podcast has been taken.
Has it been tried? Type it in. Maybe he's just a big underscore guy. Of all the characters that there are,
There's a couple.
why is the underscore used so prolifically? Especially in email addresses.
Well, I mean, I feel like just the nerds, when they were setting up this thing, they had to pick things to do certain things. It's like, why is the hash symbol used for certain...
What's an underscore used for? What would you use it for?
Yeah, right, like outside of an email signature
Yeah.
or a...
What's it used for? I have no idea what an underscore is.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
It's a great point. Outside of, Eddie _ loves _69s,
Yeah. Oh, fat titties.
Oh, yeah, or big fat melons. What's the underscore used
Yeah.
for?
Eddie _ loves _ fat jugs. 69.
Yeah, 69.
Yeah, it's just spacing out the sentence.
That's just spacing out the sentence, yeah. Eddie loves fat jug 69 was available. But if I throw some underscores in there,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
Again, I don't know what the fucking underscore is. It obviously underscores something.
Yes, but does it? Does it really? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway.
It doesn't sound like Will knows.
No, he doesn't fucking know.
Well, no, it just says here the underscore is used to indicate word boundaries in situations where spaces are not allowed, which clears up absolutely nothing.
Well, so yeah, in an email signature.
Clears up absolutely nothing.
But the underscore is obviously just created then when...
For what?
For those things, right? So like separating words in an email signature. The underscore may not have existed in writing form.
Right.
It may not have existed.
So okay. There we go. Jeez, we're smart here, aren't we?
Oh, sort of.
Also, finally, Buzz left Joey out of his team of the last 25 years.
It's February. That's a February article from Buzz, and he knows it. Team of the decade or whatever the fuck it was.
Listen, Buzz, you could have just left Joey in there like you would. Like everyone would have him in, and people would still not be caring about your article.
No, but this is a February article, right? So he needs to get some tongues wagging, and it's top 20. It's my team of the last fucking 25 years.
It's a November article,
and in the headline, it's I'm not picking Joey. So everyone's like, oh,
it's a November article.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So February, November article. It's one where it's just...
All I'd say to you is Ben Davis tried that and he's been sacked.
And we aren't celebrating that, but that is the case. He denied Joey's Origin credentials and...
He's been let go from his gig at 7. So, mate, draw the parallels because they're there to be drawn.
I mean, Buzz is going to outlive religion, so I don't know whether he's necessarily going to...
All I'm saying is...
Be careful when you disrespect
What I'm saying is, leave Joey out at your own peril.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yep. I'm with you.
Good. Good.
Now, Edward.
Yep.
I don't want to rile anyone up here.
Oh, don't do that.
I don't want to rile anyone up
Don't poop off, mate.
I don't want to rile anyone up here, mate. But Australian rugby's back and the Waratahs are back. And all 3 Aussie teams that played on the weekend are back.
Wins
galore.
Australian rugby's had a huge weekend when Will Birmingham, resident rugby union dick rider, comes in flexing.
Oh, yeah.
Going to see them Tars on the weekend.
Dude, it was a fucking cracking game.
To which I answered him, yeah.
Of course I did.
I did.
Mate, Suoliti is...
A handful.
He's a handful. It annoyed me, though, when I was watching it. Like, for the first... almost for a significant portion of the whole game, they just kept fucking doing box kicks to him. I'm like... Can we just not let's not find something that works sometimes and just fucking hammer it to death.
Let's get him out the back of shape.
Let's throw some shape at these Highlanders.
Because when we threw shape, looked good.
Looked good. Now, listen, it was a great game. Down to the wire, scored in the end.
That big, thick Amone,
dude,
is all thickness, bro.
His
first try off the back of the line out was electric.
Yeah.
And then he gets the game winner.
But, dude, it was...
Can we get his dimensions, please,
Yeah,
Will? Because he's enormous,
That game, though, like, again, parts of the game can be frustrating, rugby, generally, right? But, like, that was they also turn out, they sort of catch you by surprise a little bit. There are periods in that game that I was getting annoyed, and then at the end of it, I'm like, wow, that was just a fucking hectic game. On the buzzer winner from New South Wales. And I guess, you know, like, that it was winning it tough. They had to come from behind, man. Well, they had to come from behind, but then they had to, it was just like their forwards got it done in the end. It was just picking and driving hard.
Might pick my place.
You'll pick up my place.
So COC for Amone stands at 180 centimetres and 125 kilos.
Yeah, 180 centimetres, 125 kilos. He's not that tall.
No.
His thighs are just insane. Worth noting, when we talk rugby union on the show, we do it thanks to our friends at Stan Sports.
Yeah, we do.
I forgot where I was.
Amone. Big, thick, trunk legs.
Trunk legs. Taniella's big, and he's humongous. He's like got 20,
good to have him around the boys.
Good to have him around the boys, but I just couldn't believe how big Amone's thighs were. Our side, though, the Waratahs, our boys, Tars.
Tars and that.
Good looking side.
10 Wallabies in the starting lineup.
10 Wallabies in the starting lineup there. Thank you, Willy Burns.
Will you touch yourself City Friday night, Will?
Oh, mate, it was the start of the game was really sloppy.
Yeah,
both teams though, but you can just tell it's first hit out kind of stuff.
Well, there's a bit of rain about, wasn't there?
Rain about, and conditions are a bit tough. But just the fact that Australian rugby for the longest time hasn't been able to put in an 80-minute performance, regardless of what jersey they're wearing. But the fact that the Brumbies did it, Tars did it, and the Force did it. High-scoring games. Ben Donaldson with that show and go for the try, and then the kick to win was epic.
Yeah, that Force one. Was our boy Carter playing?
Oh, don't know. Let me check.
I don't know if he was injured or if he's not or what's going on. But, yeah, the Force got it done in, I think they had 26 phases to finish the game. And then inside their own half, Ben Donaldson show and goes it, runs away.
26 phases is a shitload.
Yeah, shitloads. And apparently they made like a metre the whole time.
So Australian rugby's back.
Dude, it's back. But it was good watching, man. I'll tell you, it was good. Like, the game was good. It was enjoyable rugby.
That try Suoli set up was sick. He set up a couple, didn't he? That one where he's like little shimmy out the back.
Jorgensen.
He got the ball from Amone, actually, I'm pretty sure, and then he ran some shape.
Ran some gorgeous shape.
Yeah.
Out the back of shape.
Well, that's the only thing. And obviously, you're not getting shape the same way you're getting shape in rugby league. But I did find in that
you're not getting golden
game,
shape.
Well, it's just not the same shit, right? But it's like I felt like they didn't do much of it. Again, maybe it's because it's early on in the season. Maybe it's because it's a completely different game and they don't throw as much shape. And I'm used to much more shape than I was when I was when I used to watch shitloads of rugby union.
You're a shape guy.
Can't help it.
Can't help it. You like what you like.
I like what I like.
There's nothing wrong with that. All we're saying is, from our uneducated, unknowing eye, it looked like he was damaging out the back of a little bit of shape.
As soon as they started doing it.
Yeah.
What's that Tane Edmund like?
Mate, he's pretty good. Last year...
I'd never really heard of him.
He was...
Is he a Kiwi?
No, I'm pretty sure he's Aussie.
Tane. And he's got red hair. He just sort of seemed like maybe he was Kiwi. I don't know.
Looks like a redhead who tans. But last year he was all right. A couple of games, like one of the ones... Actually, last year with the Highlanders, he had a kick from in front to win it and he missed it.
Oh, I remember that.
So it was sweet revenge this year.
Yeah.
But no, he's a pretty decent player, Tane.
Good. Well, I like beating Kiwis.
Did you go out there?
No, I just watched it at home. I said I'd set up and all that stuff to do at home.
Set up the new house.
How's the new house, mate?
Glorious.
Loving it?
Oh, yeah, dude. Aircon, change your life.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You going to give your address out or not?
Yeah.
You know what? Wait, do you know what his biggest gripe is about the gym in the apartment?
Oh, I'm thinking of something, but it's probably inappropriate to say.
Okay, well, it's not inappropriate. It's that the weights aren't heavy enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mate, the dumbbells only go up to 20 kilos. I stopped lifting 20 kilo dumbbells 5 years ago.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Big guy.
Big guy.
You're going to have to pen a letter to the strata then, mate.
I know. Or I'll have to just invest
Get
in
in
my
there
own.
straight away and start being a nag.
What are you? You're 30, 35, 40? What are you?
Well, I hammer curl 22 and a halves.
You're hammer curls.
You haven't curled 27 and a half.
But what are you incline benching, mate?
35s.
Yeah, right. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
Not bad. Not bad.
It's not bad. Listen, I did 25s.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. I can do 30s.
So you'd be unhappy with the state of the gym as well, then, Ed?
Yeah, but I probably wouldn't be in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be down there, mate.
No. Have you got a sauna?
Nah, I just got the pool.
You made any friends?
Yeah, actually, one of the guys who lives there used to be a receptionist at the gym I went to in Surrey Hills.
Was that the one where all the boys were trying to fuck you?
No.
Well, there was that gym where they were. You were the hot piece of ass in the gym. But there was
This new one.
No, his new one. Well, this is a new one. Is his apartment?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It might have been full of.
No, but because the one is this the one you're talking about, the receptionist, or does he listen to the show and he's going to hear that?
You never know who listens to the show, so...
Yeah, right. So not that gym.
No, not that gym.
Not that gym.
Listen, I always said I know that you're a heterosexual male, red-blooded.
We'll shout out to that gym because
reach out, girls.
Pumped up the boots.
You know, I thought that if enough attention may get you.
You might be batting for the other team.
Well, I was just like, mate, just embrace it. Say yes.
We've got to say it'd be easier. Life would be a lot easier.
You got to get out there and find a lady, mate. Get out there, reach out, ladies, of which there are plenty that listen to this show.
Heaps, 10%.
Reach out.
Not nothing.
To Wiramu at Willy. What's your Instagram?
At Willy Beeman.
At Willy Beeman. B-man. Reach out with expressions of interest.
Pics. Send your nudes in. Send your nudes into Willy.
Yeah. Willy B. Man.
And he'll run an eye over it.
Men or women.
Men or women.
Yeah.
Sending your rugby league
we're
notes.
Still not sure. He might. Yeah,
no, listen, and we celebrate you regardless.
100%. 100%.
Suoliti though, very good.
Oh, good.
Very good.
And only getting better. Too.
Only getting better.
Look out lines. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, dog. Couple of things before we go. Just some things that aren't rugby league. Some more things that aren't rugby league.
They want to be rugby league?
Yeah, they want to be. They're not quite rugby league, which is fine.
Not quite there?
They're not. Well,
they
not.
Fucking want to be? Or
well,
what?
they might want to be. They might not want to be. I don't know. But
they're definitely not.
They're definitely
not.
rugby league.
Right, okay.
Jeez, it would have been nice to have been down at LIV.
Listen, it looked unbelievable. Tom and I were invited. Want that on the public record?
We want to make that known.
We were unable to attend. Have a guess why. Just take a wild guess.
Fucking children.
Take a wild guess why Edward Simpson, first of his name,
Well,
wasn't down there.
Cody found, actually, he searched your name and you're not first to your name.
Yeah, I know, but I don't believe that guy.
There was a guy in like the 1800s.
Yeah, I know.
From England. Edward Lloyd Simpson.
Well, I'm first of his name from Dubbo, so that's all that matters. Hey? Kids and that. Kid on the way and that. Can't miss the first birth and that.
No, not
Mrs.
for
would be
golf.
angry in that.
Yeah.
I'd be angry with myself in that. Adelaide a long way away in that.
Yeah, but it looked like fun in that.
Yeah, it looked like fun.
It
in
looked
that.
like
And
a
now
lot
I'm
of
like,
fun.
and then the kid didn't come in
Didn't
that.
come.
So I could have gone
He
in
could have
that,
gone.
you know?
Yeah.
So shame on you, Ella.
See Fat Pat hit a hole in one.
On the watering hole.
Yeah.
Mate, Dom Dollar in the golf ball in front of the masses.
Ronnie Blakey down there playing with fucking Mick Fanning.
Who's we haven't met, but you know,
we-
we have full intention
of just
of
meeting
becoming
and
mates and becoming
friends,
really
going
good,
to
close,
golf
personal
day.
friends because I feel like we'll like each
Yeah,
other.
I think we'll
and
get
it hasn't
on.
happened yet.
No, it
and
hasn't
Ronnie,
happened
what
yet.
the fuck are you doing, Ron? Come on, Ron.
Come on, Ron.
You know,
Not that.
well, it's not about Ron.
No, it's not. But I mean, just like he's probably our only in.
Well, it's no probably's about it, mate. We're not drowning in people we know
Who know Mick?
that know Mick that well.
Yes, yeah, he can.
You know, maybe Vaughan.
That's a great point, Vaughan.
Were there blood in that?
Yeah.
It looked unbelievable.
Yeah, it looked.
They
And the
put
weather
on-
was perfect. Oh, there might have been a rainy day mixed in there, but it looked great.
They put on a show down there. The
Next
South
year.
Australian.
Next year.
Next year.
Pending invite.
Next year.
Next year.
Pending invite. But again, we're invited this year. Couldn't go. I also read that South Australia's locked that bad girl into 2032.
So they should.
Yeah.
It's comfortably the biggest golf tournament in Australia.
Oh, by a country mile.
It's the biggest it's ever been.
Maybe Greg Norman back in the
But
90s.
what I mean by that is in terms of people giving a fuck, like the cut through.
I think people cared when the great white shark was getting
maybe
around.
you're right.
In our time, certainly.
Well, of course, but this just seems to get the. I mean, again, I don't know what the vibe was like back then. But maybe it's just more like fun. I'm thinking as well.
All you got to do is jam a bit of piss into the people.
Yeah.
You know, give them an opportunity to go buck wild and yip and yahoo, and they will shower you in
cash.
And but their attention.
Yes, their attention.
You know?
Yeah.
Like they're putting golf back on the map because golf fell off. The only time golf's been hot in the last 15 years was when the great Adam Scott did his welcome home tour after he won the jacket. You know? Other than that, it's all been pretty slim pickings, pretty weak.
Jason, what did he win? Did he win the US?
Jason Day won the or the PGA, one of the two.
And then we've got Cam, who's won the British.
Yep.
And is now a big dog.
But I'm just talking about golf in Australia.
No, I'm with you.
LIV wasn't doing it, you know?
No, LIV's got it going.
LIV's got it going. Well, when Tiger came down here in 2009, right before things
went off.
And I believe he'd flown down someone and he was playing up down in the big field.
Well, I think he played up everywhere.
I think that
seemed like he played up on the people he was playing up on.
Well, he was just playing up.
He was just playing up no matter what.
You know?
Please, can you just delete those voicemails?
Do you reckon Tiger's playing up now?
I don't know, dude. I think. Do you need that? Do you need that hassle?
Is he in a relationship anymore?
No.
So he
could be
free as a bird.
Yeah. Well, so
he should have done that years ago.
So he's not really playing up.
He was single. Then it's not playing up. You can do what you want, Tiger.
Correct. Punters and dribblers, Good Day Daily multivitamins. The only multivitamin you're ever going to need. We've got our running hats back in stock. We got them for the marathon, the Sydney Marathon. They sold out and disappeared in seconds. Now they're back.
They're back. They're the best running hat that's ever running.
Yeah.
As a hat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well said.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, well said.
These hats are unbelievable. You can't go wrong. They're iconic now.
Yeah.
There, I said it. If you're not on the good days, ask yourself this. What are you doing for your health, brah? What are you doing for your health?
If you're doing nothing, then you
Which is what you're doing.
You can surely be doing something, which is better than nothing. And that's if you go to begoodhealth.com.au, go use the code Dribblers. You get 10% off. If you want to subscribe, you get 20% off.
Yep.
Get yourself on the good days. Get yourself head in the right direction.
Don't believe us? Go read the 1,000. Yeah, I said that. Over 1,000 5-star reviews. Go read them.
Couple of things.
That's what you said last time.
Yeah, I know, mate. Raygun.
What about her?
Poor old Raygun.
What's she done now?
You got
Pissing
that video,
people off
Will?
again?
No, I actually feel bad for her. There's part of me that feels like I'm being a dick even watching this video, but she just can't. She can't catch a trick at the moment, Raygun. And people are just like wanting to fucking. I guess they're looking.
Are you telling the people to back off Raygun now?
Well, this is sort of, not really, sort of. I don't know what I'm saying, but this is the
Might get quoted in the paper again, mate.
I hope not. This is a video of her dancing at a nightclub and falling over. Like that's just what. That's just what people. This is what it's become.
Taken a tumble on stage at Sydney nightclub.
This is on the news, dude.
Was greeted by cheers
Oh
from the
my
crowd.
God.
Unfortunately, she lost her balance and fell during an impromptu performance.
Oh my God.
Funny, I've got very similar vision.
She's not even
of myself
breakdancing.
doing
Listen, dude.
that. Turns out she's just like us.
Popped
even though
into
she's
Universal.
Not a big breakdancer. She also admitted she might have just had maybe
Raygun
one
pumped
drink too
into
many.
Universal for 100K.
I don't know what that means. She'd probably look. She's on the sauce. That's sort of. I'm like she's out at the nightclub drinking. Unless this was a paid event and she's come to perform and then she's just fucked up and fallen over.
Someone where if you believe the writing that was on the caption, whatever you'd call that, the writing on the story that we just saw, she was paid 100K to go to Universal. That seems like overs.
Well, there's no way she was paid 100K.
Absolutely not.
No one's paying 100K to see.
No, I would have thought so.
Universal.
I don't find that video that funny because I thought it was going to be her break dancing and falling off the stage. No. That would have been funny.
So yeah, you needed it to be a bigger fall.
I needed to see her falling
Tumble.
over. I wanted to see a tumble. That wasn't a tumble.
That's sort of almost what I mean. It's almost not a good enough fall
that's what I mean.
Generate new headlines.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
There's nothing about that fall that was impressive at all.
No.
And impressive is in the sense that falls aren't impressive, but the bigger the fall, the more impressive it is to me.
Yes.
Didn't get anything.
No, it was like a stumble.
It was a slip.
Yeah.
It's a trip. Not even a trip. It was
And a little
slip.
bit of booze in it.
Oh, mate, she'd had a couple. She had plenty.
She
She's
needed-
probably nervous to get around the people again.
Yeah, she
knows
fall.
she's maligned.
We needed her to fall off the stage.
That's what I want. I wanted to see, I wanted to do the kangaroo falling off backwards.
Yeah.
Not harmed, not injured.
Do you remember that old reporter smashing grapes and she falls off?
Yes,
Oh,
like that.
That's what you want.
Dude,
That's what you wanted.
That's internet version 1, like viral videos.
That is, boys, gather around the laptop,
Yeah.
okay? Gather around the Dell.
Yeah.
I'm firing up YouTube, baby.
It was even before YouTube, it felt like. It was when you just used to download videos.
You reckon?
It felt like it was pre-YouTube.
Maybe.
But it
Can
was,
we watch that to fuck to end?
Yeah, can we finish with that?
Oh, 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 oh.
And then they go, wow, oh my God, I hope she's okay.
No, you don't. You don't give a shit about it.
You just went super viral. The other one was the one with the watermelon. The chick's firing that
Yeah,
watermelon
yeah,
cannon.
yeah,
It just
yeah.
flicked out and just come back in.
Yeah.
I don't know how that doesn't kill.
I know. Oh, mate, it was unbelievable. Oh, this is beautiful stuff.
These buckets are filled with grapes.
Grape
What kind of
lady.
grapes?
Everyone knows
These are
grape
filled with
lady.
Emerson grapes, and the
'Cause she tries to
winner
stomp
this
really
Saturday
quick.
is
Yeah.
stomp music, eating international foods, having wine tours,
Zero
and
rails.
tastings, vineyard tours, seminars, arts and crafts. It's a lot of fun, a whole day. Stop. Oh, stop.
Still mic'd up.
No, oh dear. No, I think she is.
Yeah, she's hurt. She took a hard fall off there. Boy,
Okay.
gosh, I hope she's okay.
Okay, we're gonna have to make sure she is.
Try and check on her and get back in.
Grape lady
Back right
falls.
after this.
Grape lady. Everyone knows grape lady. Everyone knows grape lady. Well, I wonder what grape lady's up to.
Dude, I wonder if she's been interviewed for like, how viral she went.
That was so good.
Yeah. I miss those days. They were
Same,
pure days.
they were pure days, dude. We're talking Trent from Punchy days.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Punters and dribbles, that's us. Go give sixes and sevens a listen if you haven't already. You can watch it on YouTube and you can listen to it on the podcast, their podcast channel, Sixes and Sevens, Instagram, Sixes and Sevens Pod, or whatever. Search it, you'll find it. Oh, did you see Haynesy's hit up in the charity game?
Loved it.
Can you just please put that on and then we'll finish with that? I just want to see Haynesy's hit up. Because obviously Haynesy has said some things to anger certain parts of the rugby league community, namely some Lebanese guys. And they went to try and put a big fat hit on him when he took his hit up. And sort of got him, but kind of
Nah, didn't get him.
He's a fucking ball.
He's a big.
He is a ball of stone. That charity game, shout out to the Sports Shed TV.
That looked great.
That looked like a good day. Todd and Mitch said they loved it.
You see,
Brad Takarangi almost killed a guy.
Unbelievable. They tried to get. Haynesy he's trying to get back in. I think he said if he puts a shot on.
Well, he'd need to score a try or something.
Yeah, I don't think he scored.
I don't think he scored a try. No. But look at Haynesy's hit up here. The thing that I like after the hit up is the way he handles the ball and then hands it off to Todd Carney. Like,
oh, tell me you saw him kick the conversion.
Yes,
and he puts his hands up.
Oh, did he?
That's what he's doing.
What, like as in
like, yeah.
Look at me.
As in make your noise now.
Oh,
that's
God.
what I took.
See,
from that.
I would have, but the way it sort of was described,
he converts Todd Carney's try, which is unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. But what the boys were sort of indicating was like there was a lot of like energy, animosity between, not in a super negative sense, but like a lot of like fucking argy-bargy going on. And I just would have liked to have seen a lot of like dribbly cunts out there fully getting up each other.
Yeah. Oh, it's special stuff.
Now, is this a conversion, Willy, or is this a hit up?
This is the one. This is the link you put into the chat. Is that the right one?
This is the hit up.
Tried a field goal attempt, and can I be honest with you, Clarkie? He absolutely butchered it.
And
Look
up
at
by
this.
14 as well.
Look at
strange
Haynesy.
choice. I don't think a 15
Look at this quick tap.
Helps too much more than a
Look at him
14.
go.
Very interesting kicking choice.
Number 5
hit
got
there.
belted.
From Haynesy off the return, and a penalty
look at him,
goes
look at
to the
handle
Goanna
the-
Academy. Just what they needed to start this second half.
Just the way he's just handling and talking shit and flicking it off to bloody Carney.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Just go it one more time, Willie.
I love it.
Can I be honest with you, Clarky? He absolutely butchered it.
And up by 14 as well, so a strange choice. I don't think a 15-point lead helps too much more than a 14. Very interesting kicking choice there.
Big hit there from Haynesy.
Look at
off
Haynesy
the return,
talking
and
shit.
A penalty
Look at
goes
the
to
size of the big
Goanna
fella.
Academy. Just what they needed to start this second half.
Love it.
Oh, dude, that's pure. That's good stuff. All right, punters and dribblers. See you Thursday.
Boy.
Love ya.
Boy.
Could you two just not talk anymore?